So we have a huge swarm just turn up out of the blue. I thought it was this box, but this is just working away, bringing in pollen and nectar and everything else. Look at that, going like mad. That's the flow. And suddenly there's a big swarm in the air. And guess what? It's going on to one of my dead outs. I don't know how or why, because these are just here to be cleaned up. I wondered why there was bees clearing this out the last couple of days. And I wonder if we can see a queen land in a minute. That would be good. It's a fairly good sized swarm. Look at that. There we go. There's the first guys fanning. Come on girls, in you come. See if we can see a queen land. Because in here is pretty clean frames with some dead brood. But I'll be interested to see what they do. Just look at that nice enough. So as you can see, the queen's gone in. It's not just the fact we saw her, that they've all started to fan now. Unless there was two queens, but the one I saw looked like an adult queen that had slimmed down. She didn't look like a virgin. So, just a trickle of bees in there. Absolutely amazing. Every time this happens, I'm still left spellbound by it. Just inside working, heard this rush and went, what the heck is that? I honestly thought it was that colony over there that had gone for some reason, even though I checked the other day and it's beautiful. But it wasn't. And there's been a lot of activity of bees around these hives, cleaning out these dead outs that I hadn't even done myself. And it just shows you they were excavating, getting ready for this thing. And I've seen that before, where suddenly you get a lot of bees in an old hive and they're doing something that you can't understand what it is. But just look at that. Classic swarm, sunny, warm afternoon. Everything in flow. Couldn't get more classic if you tried. It's exactly what happens, just comes out the blue. So these will all make their way in. And this colony now should give me some honey, if I can get a super on it quick enough. But at least it'll be strong enough to maybe do a split in 3 or 4 weeks when those first brood hatch out. If not, it will hopefully survive the winter. So we are the morning after the afternoon before now, and I can tell you, this is what the bees have been dragging out overnight, and they're still cleaning out this dead out colony. I just think it's incredible that they picked the stinkiest, dirtiest colony that was clearly what we would say is probably a disease issue or something like that. Look at these guys dragging these dead bees out. Just incredible. There we go. Yesterday, I went into the colony in the evening when they'd settled. The queen was in there walking around. She's still very small, and you saw her running in yesterday. But I gave them a frame of that honey that I had stored. So they have food already, and all they're going to do now is start their colony. I mean, I'm not being funny, but I'm going to stick a honey super on if the flow carries on next week. If not, I'm going to leave them build their colony up, and then we'll just get them through the winter. They're not going to be strong enough to split. That's why I'm always thinking with my bees is, okay, if it swarms, how long have we got to build it up? Am I going to have enough time to get a queen in? Are they going to make honey? Are they going to make 2 crops of honey? Am I going to get 2 splits from them? That's what I'm thinking all the time. And that's what you have to do. And getting a swarm like this, I don't know where it came from. I've got no colonies around here apart from up in the valley up there. It could have come that far quite easily, but I just don't know. But it was great fun just to sit here and have that moment when you're like amongst the bees. They're not stingy. They're not in any way after you. They're just trying to get into their new home, float down, get that queen established, and start making another colony. And every time it happens, you just get that bit of magic. It's worth it every time. And usually once or twice a year I get that, and that gives me such a boost, because I know it's a waste of time. I know that you know, I've lost an hour or 2 at least, because then I post it on Instagram and everyone goes, oh, that's amazing. I was like, yeah, it's so cool. But you just get caught in that trap every time because it's so amazing. So never kind of forget that this is why we do beekeeping, because every now and again you get something like a beauty like that. You get that experience, and that's what it's all about. I'll let you know how it gets on, and we'll enjoy that when we next see it. Just to add, they did choose like one of the 3 hives there that hasn't been cleaned out, and that's the frames. You can see there's dead brood in it. I just literally hadn't had time since the since those 2 or those 4 died out at April. I brought them back here to get them out of the way so the mice wouldn't get in, and they don't seem to have done. But what I saw was suddenly bees just arriving 2 days ago, starting to clean this out. And I'm like, why are they going through these hives? Why are they doing that? Because first of all, they died a couple of weeks ago, so it's just dead brood. Secondly, they died of starvation, so there's no food in there to clean out. So you're thinking, it's almost, you can only think that it's almost like they're starting to clean the colony prior to the arrival of that swarm. Now, I don't know whether that's true. I don't know whether that is possible, but it seems to be that's what they were doing. I mean, look at this debris. You can see a lot of the bees are leaving with all the shit still, taking them out as they go. and they'll fly off, as they often do. Look at all these bees trying to fly away with the dead bees. It's just incredible. I mean, we would say, well, leave it there now, it's done, and I'm going to sweep and leaf blow all this up later to get this out of the way. But it is just astonishing how they do it. Absolutely astonishing. So a bit of an update on the swarm. I changed the box this morning, and we've got a little bit warmer weather this afternoon, and it appears that these bees are all fanning. So I think that the queen here has gone off to mate, and I think she was a virgin. I'm just keeping an eye open. It'd be lovely to see if she returns. And she has gone off to mate, because it would make a nice end to the video. There's pollen coming in, everything's tidy now. They've settled down, they finished cleaning out the base. Well, obviously I changed it this morning, but surprisingly, they got rid of most of it first. So, but these have all started fanning for no reason this afternoon. There's a lot of activity. I honestly think she's gone off on a mating flight, which would be absolutely normal for a virgin queen, like 4 days after arrival, to go off and start mating. So if we could see her come back, that would be absolutely brilliant. But we shall see.